in the spirit of everything I've just been saying, I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about our beaches. I will say, I think Rhode Island has some of the best beaches in America. I think the best. It's one of my favorite parts of the state. I grew up going to the state beaches. Every day of every summer as a kid, we went to the state beaches in Narragansett. And so I know how special our beaches are and how important our beaches are for families of Rhode Island. And I want you to go to the beach. You know, I want you to go to the beach and go swimming and run around and enjoy that. But I have to say, we're struggling to keep the crowds under control at the beaches. And the reality is, we're seeing really big crowds at the beach. Last month, even compared with last year, even with our reduced parking, our state beaches saw 50,000 more cars than at the same time last year. And I believe the town beaches are similar. I know certain town beaches, their visitation and parking is way up this year, year to date, compared to last year. And I get it. Vacations have been canceled. Everyone's been stuck in the house. Lots of summer camps are still canceled. You don't know what to do with your kids. It's 90 degrees. It's time to go to the beach. And I understand that, and I want you to be able to go to the beach. But we also have to follow the rules. And what that means is, you know, if you're gonna go to the restroom, or you're gonna go to the concession stand, or you're gonna hang around the pavilion, we'd ask you to wear a mask. We'd ask you to try to keep a few feet of distance from you and everyone who's there, who's obviously not in your family or your close group. And we'd ask you to not go to the beach in big groups. You know, your group of 10 meets another group of 10, it's a problem. This weekend, we had particular issues with compliance at Misquamicut State Beach and Scarborough State Beaches. And again, I think it's fair to say that we had a bit more problems with folks in that 20 to 30-year-old age bracket. So last week, I got up here and I was asked by one of the members of the press, hey, would you close beaches? And I said, not unless I felt I had to. And I've said from the beginning, the name of the game is flexibility. At this point, I feel we have to make some changes. By the way, at those two beaches, Misquamicut and Scarborough, not only are we seeing massive overcrowding at the beaches and no mask wearing, or not enough, those beaches spill over into restaurants, concession stands, et cetera, in the community, which has led to too much congregating and no social distancing in the restaurants and bars and such around them. So I'm announcing now that effective tomorrow, the parking lot at Misquamicut State Beach and Scarborough State Beach will be reduced to 25% capacity. So we're cutting it way back at those two beaches. I expect that means the parking lots are going to be full by 9:30 in the morning. And so I'm asking everybody to follow those rules. If you're lucky enough to be able to walk to one of those beaches, that's fine, but I'll tell you this, don't think that you can just park illegally on the streets nearby and walk to the beach, because we are going to seriously crack down on that starting this weekend. Our DEM is in very close contact, state police and DEM are in very close contact with all the municipal police, and we're going to really amp up the enforcement over time, probably even significantly increase the fines related to illegal parking around the beaches. We also are going to be significantly increasing our enforcement presence this weekend. We're going to have a lot of folks walking around in the area in Misquamicut, in Narragansett, around Scarborough, to all the local restaurants and concession stands, just to make sure there's appropriate mask wearing and appropriate social distancing. We are also going to have a lot of staff on the beaches passing out masks. So listen, we've all, we forget, sometimes you forget, your mask, you leave it on your beach towel, you go to the bathroom. So we're going to make it easier. We're going to have people at the pavilions, at beaches, handing you a mask. And I'd ask you to just say thank you, take it, and please put it on. So I'm sorry that we have to do this, but it's necessary. It got out of control last weekend, and despite our best efforts, we weren't able to control it. Also, we've been hearing from far too many businesses that their employees, often young employees, are getting harassed by patrons who are cranky about having to keep a social distance or wear a mask. And so we're going to help you out. You shouldn't have to deal with that. I'm sorry, your lives are hard enough as it is. So we're going to have a lot more people. I might even, I'm talking to General Callahan to see if it makes sense to have some members of the National Guard out and about in a friendly way, walking the streets, walking the area, just to make sure we keep a lid on the crowds at the establishments around Scarborough and Misquamicut. Anyway, 25% parking, Scarborough and Misquamicut this week. Make your plans now, and let's hope for a better, safer weekend next weekend at the beach. I will say, remember, all of the state parks are open, other beaches are open. You know, go to the beach for a couple of hours. Maybe you don't have to go the whole day. That's something that I would suggest. Just everybody, let's just be kind and considerate. If you normally were going to go for the whole day and pack your whole family into the car, go in a smaller group and spend a couple hours and leave and give somebody else a chance to do it. Okay, so that is a little bit on beaches. I would say we're going to adjust as we go. People are going to say, what about this beach? What about that park? I want to be flexible and find that right balance between allowing people to be outside and also keeping people safe. Also, the municipalities had a really rough time. Narragansett, South County, Westerly, local officials had a rough time controlling it this weekend. So I've made the decision, balancing all of these issues. If we have to close other beaches going forward, then we'll do that too.